Hello and welcome to the Gothic Unicorn. Today I'm presenting you with a vlog. Now, unlike my last vlog, this is going to be a bit different because I'm setting up my new craft room and I want to bring you along for the ride a bit so you can sort of see why some things are how they are and what things I want to change. I'm not necessarily going to do it yet, but these are things that will be changed. Now, I'm not actually starting this as early in the process as I would have liked. I will hopefully be able to put in a little bit of footage somewhere along the line of the room earlier in its development, but I haven't got it. So it all depends on what my husband took. He's been taking video of everything while we've been doing the house, and so I will see if there's something I can use. But that said, I'm going to start off by giving you a bit of a look into where we are at the moment. And welcome to the new craft room as it stands at the moment. It's a mess. I'm not going to lie, it is a mess, but all my furniture, almost all of my furniture is in, and of course the doll's house is in, and that's a pretty good start. There's a lot of things in here that don't belong in here, but well, we can make a difference to that, can we not? Now, I have actually been filming a video this afternoon and all the stuff is on the floor. If you saw what will be last week's video, when you're watching this, this is where I filmed it. Sat on the floor with my little ring light, and it came out okay considering. I'm quite pleased with the pieces that I made. They will be going into the doll's house, and the doll's house is over here in Pride of Place. You can't see it properly yet because Pride of Place involves it having things piled in front because I'm not sorted. And there's my big selection of cabinets that I think I might have showed in a previous video. Again, all messed up. And then over here we have my main craft material area. All those little drawers which contain lots and lots and lots of little bits and pieces, and of course the drawers at the bottom that I sorted in my last vlog. The main thing that isn't in here yet, apart from my table, which will be going approximately where the mat is wardrobes. Those are parts of them there. The carpet isn't for in here. We're keeping hard flooring throughout the house, apart from the stairs. The carpet is going on the stairs, I believe. But there was a space, and it's one of those. There was a space and it got filled. So this is where we're at the moment. We have been in the house for 4 full days. This is day 5, and yeah, I've now got a door on the craft room. There wasn't a door when we moved in. That was a big issue that I had. I like having a door I can shut on my mess, especially at the moment when my mess is worse. And obviously everything is everywhere. That massive bubble wrap in the middle of the picture, that is my Raven's Perch house, and then the boxes above it I've got the 2 houses that I've done so far from Dead End. Moving the little houses was a lot easier than moving this one. I actually moved this one in the back of my car. That was quite hair raising. I took the long way round to get the smoother road, and yeah, it's all in. It's sat on its basement, although the basement front still isn't attached. Makes it easier for moving it around at the moment. And hopefully as part of this vlog I will actually get to putting some of the bits back in it. Underneath on the unit that it stood on is a box with the contents of the witch's workroom and the few bits that were also in the house. So hopefully we will get to that very, very soon. There have been a lot of changes in the past few days, in that you can now get in and work in my craft room. The wardrobes are up on that side. I'm not giving you too close a view on those though, because they've got mirrored doors and I don't particularly want to appear. And I can get to the doll's house, and I can get to pretty much all of the stuff that I've actually got. Now, a lot of my craft stuff is still in storage. It will be for a while yet. A lot of my decorative items, so I've got empty spaces where normally there would be things sat. But I'm not going to get too upset about a lack of a decorative pumpkin and things like that, because I can work. I can get on with stuff. I've got my little bits in there. I've got my materials down there. I can do something. Now, I have put the 2 houses that I am done or working on for Dead End on a shelf, just because I wanted to put them side by side. The one obviously needs a lot more work than the first one, but it's progress. This isn't where they're going to live. They're probably going to live on the bookcase on the other side of the room, but for now this is a suitable and safe home for them. And over here in one of my cubbies is Raven's Perch, the Night's Rise of my story. And again, I'm not sure if this will stay here, but for the moment it's safe, it's secure, and it fits really, really nicely. It may go back onto that wooden shelf. I don't know. Not sure. It could go either way. I'm undecided. I've got to do a lot of rearranging of things, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes. Now, if I come round here, we get to my big house. For the first time in almost 9 years, I've got my doll's house in a room where I can actually work on it. And even better than that, for you lot, it's in a room where I can film it whenever I want. It was in the living room of our previous house, and whilst that was fine for having it on display, it made it awkward for filming because I had to move things to be able to get in with lights and that sort of thing. But as long as I leave the floor clear, I'll be all right. Now, the house is still in a state of chaos. I have put Grandmama's workroom back together, and I've put the bits that belong into the attic in there, apart from the floor, which is in the room below, because I'm having problems with the roof closing with the floor in place, so I need to address that. And then you can see there's evidence of me removing previous decor and of starting to paint. Now I believe I need to put more paint in this on these walls. I'm not sure. I would actually look at it under good light and make up my mind, but this is probably going to be the next room that I'll be working on. Going to be a while yet because obviously I need to finish the attic, but I got started, and then the others have got the remains of the previous decorative schemes, but it's here, it's ready, and I can get on with it whenever I want, which is brilliant, especially when, you know, before I couldn't because it was in the living room. And then next to it I've covered my white unit with a Halloween tablecloth, so instead of the bright white in the background when I'm filming from an angle, you're going to have cobwebs and bats. Well, it had to be done. Obviously my desk area is set up. It's not perfect, the desk is a bit wobbly. I think I need to mess with the legs and see if one of them's been tampered with. And I want to repurpose the drawers here. They have been used for papercraft for the last decade and I don't really use it, so I want to put the stuff from there out of the way and put some of my more used tools into there so that I can access them far easier, because obviously I used to have those within arm's reach. They're not now, they're quite a way away. Very quick pan across the room there, but it gives you the idea that I've got more space. This is a bigger room generally, and I need to figure out how to use it to my best advantage, and obviously so that I can make things in the most effective manner. Now it's going to take me a while to get used to the new layout and to where I'm actually working. This table is slightly higher than my last one. The last one had a glass top, so the top was thinner. This has got a deeper top, so my arms are a little bit higher up. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. I will get used to it, but you know, new space, new everything. So I have obviously got behind with my usual sort of plan, because by now I would be working on spooky season videos. You might have already had a few. I haven't, because I haven't made anything for about 6 weeks, until the other day when I made the video, which you will have seen last week hopefully, which I made sat on the floor pretty much where I am now. It wasn't a pretty sight and my back did not appreciate it afterwards, but I am going to make a start for spooky season. I'm going to decorate certainly the outside of the doll's house for Halloween, maybe make a few new pieces, certainly get out the old pieces and check them over, that kind of thing. But what I have found this year are this Paint the Pumpkins kit. Now this is just a Halloween craft kit. It's not a miniature. It came from a supermarket. It came from Asda. If you're in the UK, you'll know what I'm talking about. And as the box suggests, it cost a whole £1. But I think I can use this to my advantage with the doll's house decorations. I've actually bought 2, and I've got the other one out of the box already so that I can show you what I've got. Now what it is it's a plaster model of stacked pumpkins. They're a bit goofy in their faces. It's not quite as putrid as the box would have you believe, but I think I can do something with it, and it's a suitable size that it looks like an Halloween decoration. I've tried it on the front of my doll's house and it looks plausible. I wouldn't want to put it in the house all year round, but for Halloween, great. Now, what came with this was 3 little pots of paint, which are orange, green and black. Now, there isn't a picture of it painted on the box, and the pumpkin that is on the box, there's no way you could replicate that with the paints you've got, because you just couldn't. But I'm probably not going to use this paint anyway. I'll use my own craft paints. And also you get a brush that, to be fair, isn't going to work. You need something finer to paint those faces. But I'll be giving it a go. I'll be giving 2 of them a go. And if it works, you'll be seeing them on the doll's house. You might even see them later in this video. It depends when I get to painting them. But, you know, if it doesn't, I haven't wasted a lot of money. And I think it was worth a go for that price. So, I did get painting, and here we are. Here we are, rather. I have painted my 2 stacks of skulls. I went for a very simple colour scheme, just orange for the pumpkins, then some yellow for the insides, a bit of black for the eyes, green for the leaves, and then a dark brown for the stalk. Nothing complicated. I could have gone much more complicated with the paint, but I'm going to add a bit more depth through dirtying them up. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to mix up some watered down paint, watered down black paint rather, and I'm going to give them a bit of an aging. In order to be certain that the plaster will be okay with this, I've actually given these a coat of matte Mod Podge, which is why they're a bit shiny at the moment. That's just because, it being plaster, I'm not sure how putting something really runny on it will react. The other thing I've done is I've put some felt on the bottom. This is just to protect my doll's house from the plaster, because it's plaster, it can rub off, and yeah, the blue was just what I could find a scrap of, and obviously when they're standing you don't notice it. At least I hope you don't. I don't think you do. You do a little bit on this one. He needs a bit of a trim around the front, but I will get my scissors and just trim that back a little bit more. But yeah, I'm going to age it with some watered down black paint, and then I'm maybe going to add some moss or flocking of some description to make it look a bit more gruesome and a bit less cutesy, more in keeping with the established aesthetic. I have finished up these little pumpkins. They got a good coat of watered down black paint. What I do is I just put some water in a container, and then I add some black paint and mix it up until it gets the kind of consistency that I want. And I want it so that it's really, really runny, so that you get an uneven finish to it. There's no big science to it as far as I'm concerned, but some people are like, oh, it's got to be this proportion. I just wing it. Like with most things, I wing it. And then what I've also done is I've added some flocking and some tea to give it some texture. So I've put some green bits. I've done the green bits where the leaves are just to, as I say, add texture so it looks a bit more rancid. And then I've used tea. All I did with that was I just applied bits of glue where I wanted it to go and then sprinkled the stuff on and let it dry. And I quite like how they've turned out. I liked the look of it from the beginning, but they were a bit too clean cut, and as you might have gathered, I don't like clean cut that much. My doll's house has got a darker vibe to it, and I think with pieces like this I can definitely go a bit grungy, and so I've done it. Now, I don't like aging things. It absolutely distresses me to have created something as I had with these that looked great and then have to dirty it up. But at the end of the day, it's paint. It's not the end of the world. I could probably have washed it off, certainly have repainted it, but I do like how they've turned out. And I just thought I'd give you a glimpse of what they look like on the front of the doll's house. I think they're perfectly in scale for sitting out there. They look like some of these bigger pieces you can buy. They are mostly inflatables, but people do make them out of three-dimensional pumpkins. I don't know what they're made of. They might be made of plastic, something like that. I don't know if I mentioned this, but my doll's house is now on wheels, which is going to make doing the electrics so much easier, because obviously I need to run wiring down the back of this beast, and yeah, it is not easy to move. I moved this very, very carefully myself in the car, but it took two of us to get it in and out of the car, and certainly upstairs to where I am now. So my plan is to carry on sorting the craft room, and then I'm going to attack the doll's house. I'm going to try and get the attic finished. I'm going to try and make some progress with the electrics, because I haven't got any in there at the moment, and I need to get the lights in for the next layer of rooms down before I can finish off the attic and even the Grandmama's witchy workroom. So that's sort of on the agenda, but also, as these little guys at the front have proved, I want to get moving with something for Halloween. I need to decorate the house. I need to do something, because I can't decorate my real house. Well, I could do it as a house of horrors, but I wouldn't have to do much decoration at the moment. That said, there's progress. There's always progress. And then there's backward steps, but hey ho. So yeah, we've got lots of work ahead of us. And of course, I've also got the Hangman's Halt to get on with, so there's going to be lots of interesting content for me coming up, I hope. I hope you've enjoyed this glimpse into my new craft space and a little bit of an inkling into what I've got in mind for the future. I'm sure that, you know, you want more of the usual content. You want to see what I'm actually doing. You want ideas of things that you could do yourself, and that will be coming. I've got a space that is usable, if not perfect, and I want to be making, so watch this space. However, if you have enjoyed the video, please like, comment and subscribe. Maybe even ring that notification bell if you want to know when I put the videos up. I put them up most weeks, normally on a Friday, but sometimes real life gets in the way. And, well, I'm not making any apologies for that, because we all know that life doesn't run to schedules. But until next time, bye.